Hi, my name is Anna. I'm from Venezuela, and I came to live to the United States when I was 9 years old. And my family moved to Ohio, and it was a culture shock to say the least. I didn't speak the language, and a lot of times I couldn't relate to the cultural influences from the Midwest. But I adapted. I learned how to speak English. I made friends. Some friends had grown up there and lived there their whole lives. I had a friend who was Asian, and seeing her family and seeing how they had adapted to living there because they had lived there for a while taught me a little bit about the American culture and how it's pretty welcoming to foreign cultures. While living there, I also learned a lot about uh, how the Midwestern culture is very warm and welcoming. All of our neighbors didn't know necessarily where Venezuela was, but they were very open to learning about us and us about them. They were also kind of shocked to see that we would have dinner so late because they had dinner at 5 o'clock and we would have dinner at 8 o'clock. So that was a little bit of something that took getting used to. After living a year there, my family moved to Miami, which is where we currently live. And that was also a culture shock because it was a mix of what I had kind of grown up with and a lot of other cultures. Some similar to ours in the sense that they were Hispanic, and others pretty much from anywhere. There's a lot of people from Haiti, a lot of people from the Caribbean, and Miami's just a big melting pot. Growing up here, I've learned that communicating with people from Miami is a very unique experience. I feel people relate to each other completely differently here than in other places, even in the United States, because of the large Hispanic community and how easy it is to relate, even if you're from different countries, um, to each other because you have the same base, the same moral system, the same language, a lot of the same traditions. And so that's been kind of an interesting experience for me. It's cool to share that with other people and also at the same time learn from the little differences from each other. It's interesting that you can go to a supermarket or you can go to the mall and you really don't know if the person's going to speak to you in Spanish or in English because they see that you're Hispanic, and so you kind of adapt, and I feel comfortable either way, so it really doesn't matter. But it's really interesting that that doesn't really happen in many other places. And also, coming from a large family where my siblings are from a lot of different ages, I've come to learn about other cultures through their friends, through my parents' friends, through my own family. Uh, my own sisters are married to people from different parts of the world. One is married to someone from Spain, and my other sister married someone from Atlanta, Georgia. So, at the same time, my parents have friends from all over the world. They have friends that live in Asia, they have friends that live in Europe, they have friends that, of course, live in South America, friends that live here. I have an uncle who produces movies for Bollywood. So it's really cool to see how different cultures can learn from each other. Different cultures can take things from each other and bring them back to their own family. I consider my family to be pretty open-minded, really open to accepting different culture experiences and influences and learning from them and adapting some of them. We have some traditions that we've adapted, from my brother-in-law's families. We have some traditions that we adapted when we lived in Ohio, like very American traditions. And at the same time, it's important to remember your own core, your own cultural traditions, and share those with your family, with your kids, and let them learn from that. I think everything is a learning experience. I think there's always something to take, and even if you don't have the same language as someone, there's always a way to communicate, and there's always common ground. You can always find common ground with somebody, and I think that's really interesting, and Miami is a really good place for that.